I want to talk about my recurring dream that I had when I was a little kid. I was 5 and 6 years old, and I kept having this dream. I was down on my knees in my mom and dad's bedroom, and there was this little BB-sized ball of fire, and I noticed that it started moving, and then it started getting bigger, and then it would get faster. The faster it moved, the bigger it get, the bigger it got, the faster it moved. And it was rolling along the corner where the wall met the floor in my mom and dad's bedroom, and I was watching it. And it got down to the corner of where the bedroom door came through. It was about the size of a beach ball. And then my perspective changed, and I was standing at the end of the hall, and I watched that beach ball come around that corner, and it just kind of flew up over top of me. And then my perspective changed again. And I'm standing on this hillside where my great uncle, he had an old country store there. And I'm standing on this hillside looking across the valley. And I heard this really loud noise, probably the trumpet of the Lord. I don't know how to describe it, but I heard this really loud noise. And life rocked on from there. And I told a few people about that dream as an adult. That's how much it stuck with me, And then Jesus said he saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. Well, lightning is electricity. And if you count how that little ball grew, until it was the size of a baseball and then a basketball, that's the things have come faster. Like the telegraph came at one speed, and then the phone proliferated quicker, and then the radio and the TV, and then finally we got to the internet, and things started really changing a whole lot faster. And that's what was representative where that beach ball sized ball of fire turned that corner and started coming toward me, was the time when in the late 90s when computers really started getting going. And me standing over on that hillside, it ended up that I bought that piece of property from my dad's brother, from my uncle, and I built a house there. And I thought, well, that's the ending to my dream right there. I built this house here, And then the house was paid for, nice house. And I wound up losing that house in a divorce. And at one point in time, I was working for a nursing home in Morristown, Tennessee. And the faculty there had allowed me to take a shower when I was through with my shift because I was separated from my wife and I was sleeping in my old truck, And I asking God, why have you let this happen to me? He brought me brought me back in like he did in my base testimony. He was so wondrous, and he brought me back in, and I would do what he told me to do just because he told me to do it. I was picking people up and giving people money and doing stuff like that all the time, it's because Jesus said so. And then I had a secondary motive to that, and it was like I had a little fanny pack on my side, and I would dwell on my rewards. I think, man, I'm going to have some good rewards for all this stuff I do, in heaven. And God don't talk to me in no voices. He don't let me hear no voice, but inside, he lets me know things. And what he let me know was that my motives were wrong. I don't need to be thinking about what kind of reward I might be getting in heaven. That's a selfish thought anyway. My rewards nowadays, when I do anything, my first order of business is to bring God glory, and the second order of business is to help that person he's put in front of me to help. And that was a chastisement. See, I lost that house and wound up in my truck. And all of that was a chastisement from God to make an adjustment on me and bring my motives to where they need to be. I pay attention to God and what he's trying to get across to me. And there's one more thing about that hillside. I wound up leaving there. My house was still there, and I don't ever even plan on trying to get it back. But looking out across that valley, Google has just within the last 2 years completed one of their latest and greatest data centers right there in that valley, because we're so close to Chattanooga, Gig City. The internet right in that area is just super fast. And that's just part of the equation. I believe that once they make a true quantum computer, we've got simulated quantum now, but once they make a true quantum computer, it's going to be able to bust all the encryptions, and it's going to tell people that it has to be the One World Bank. They're going to go right along with it. And you're either going to stand with God, or you're going to love your money and take the mark. And he's pulling all the ain't going to be no fence riding no more. You're going to be all out for Jesus, or you're going to be against him. And he's going to straighten us up as a people. And my God, we're going to be a mighty army on this earth, and we're going to have such a good life. It's going to be great. I love y'all. Talk to you later.
Praise him by living out his teachings. They are goodness and love for all mankind.